Hello, today is Friday, May 24th, 2024, and Monday is Memorial Day. As you have seen the title of this video, I would like to tell you I'm a veteran. I serve in the military, and I would like to tell you why I stopped sharing pictures on social media on Memorial Days where you bring an old picture of when you were in the military, or people who are currently serving too, they post their military pictures, and then you do that and people say congratulations or they thank you for your military service and all that. Let me tell you why I stopped doing that. Okay, I used to do it because that's why everybody does. When you serve in the military, when that day come, it's a unique day set apart by the nation where they remember us, which is a good thing. But why have I stopped doing that? Because I analyze the condition of veterans, people who have served in the military, in any branch. And we all know that many, I hope my phone not fall because I put it against the car and it's kind of windy here. But I was saying that we all know that veterans commit a lot of suicide. They kill themselves. Many veterans have mental problems. Many veterans are homeless. We know that. In case you don't know that, I just told you. There are many statistics about that. Even if it comes to presidential domain sometime where they ask president, if you become a president, what are you going to do for the veteran? In other words, veterans' lifestyle have been very diminished compared to when they used to serve in the military. And the situation of veterans is very deplorable to me. And although I'm doing well compared to most veterans, by the grace of God, not because I'm so powerful, I'm so intelligent, but I'm still concerned about the majority of veterans that are not doing very good and that face suicide and mental problems and homelessness, and their lifestyle has diminished compared to when they were in the military. That's why I'm making this video. So when you look at the life of veterans, where we are, the nation appreciates, the government, everybody say thank you for your service and all that, you want to pump up a little bit, you want to puff off, you want to raise your shoulder and feel good about yourself for a minute, but can we analyze the conditions that veterans are in for a minute? Can we analyze it? Do you know that when you serve in the military and you come out of the military, most people, the money they used to make in the military, their jobs without a degree, hear me well, without a degree, considering only your experience and your years of service in the military, when you get a job, you make about $30,000 or more less than what you used to make in the Navy, in the military. Do you know that? The money they will pay you or the job qualification that you have, pretty much I know something about this domain. So pretty much the employer sees your dedication. When you were in service, you had to wake up at a certain time and get to work. You are disciplined when you are told something. They believe that you as a former military person, you can follow rules, you can be on time, you can do what you are told to do. They want to offer you a job, but the job they're going to offer you, it will not pay you as similar to when you were in the military with all the benefit money that you get. Do you realize that the military pay is very low? If they remove BAH out of it, BAH is basic allowancing for housing. Do you know that if you look at your salary, your retirement is based on your base salary, your base salary. They don't consider the military pay, the COLA, and the BAH that you get. If you look at your base pay, your base pay without all these other benefits, your salary is miserable. Do you know that? Many people stay in the military because they look at the whole money they make and they are happy about themselves. But when you get out of the military and you retire, that's if you retire, your retirement pay will be based on your base pay. They will not consider the the BH, basic housing for allowance, all that benefit you got. And that's why, if you notice, the money you'll be making after you get out of the military. Again, I'm saying, if you don't have a degree, I'll come back to that. If you don't have a degree or some special training outside of the military, if you are using only the military sorry, I went to do blood work. That's why this thing is on me, just to do some tests. So if you consider the money you make with what you used to make, it's much lower, maybe $30,000, as much as $50,000. Let me prove it to you. I've seen a master chief. A master chief is an E9, where I'm a master chief Navy Y. I serve in the Navy, so I know Navy terminology very well. I think a master sergeant for Air Force and other, I'm not sure about that, but E9. And E9 is a very powerful person. I knew a master chief, E9, an aviation master chief. There's a sea master chief, a ship master chief, and an aviation master chief. The aviation are more powerful than the ship master chief. You may not agree with that, but just flow with me. So I've seen a master chief working in a departmental store, just such like Lowe's or Home Depot, or where they sell clothing and all that, pushing cart. So this master chief got out of the military, and generally, master chiefs stay between 20 and 30 years, some even a little more in the military. So this guy was dedicated to the military to make that higher rank. It's a high level. Not many people make master chief. In the Navy, when I was in the Navy, they say only 1% of the Navy people make master chief. That's what I heard at that time when I was in. So master chief is not given to anybody. It's not everybody that make a master chief, all the way to E9 master chief. So I've seen a master chief walking in a department store pushing carts, where you put your shopping stuff on. That's what he was doing. And I knew him very well personally because I went to his office. People, the phone is shaking because of the wind here. If he fall, I'll put it back. I won't cut the video off, okay? So I've seen this E9 pushing cart in a store. I almost cried when I saw him because I remember when I went to his office housed some officers and some khaki people, some very respectable people in the military used to be around him, ask for his favor, ask for his wisdom on this and that. But that guy, somehow, when he left the military, he was a cart pusher in a departmental store. A cart pusher is generally minimum wage and all that, but how a master chief will get that kind of job? I've seen a master chief who got out of the military, retired from the military, did more than 25 years or 30 years in the military. E9, when they got out, I've seen them, they get GS5 from the government. GS5 is the basic pay level. The GS is a general schedule. The government have a system to evaluate your level when you're working for the government. And GS5 is the pay level they give to higher school people. So a master chief, somebody where you have to have a high school something to join the military. You might not graduate like high school diploma, but you have to finish high school. I didn't use that avenue. I don't understand it very well. So this master chief finished high school, joined the military, stayed for 30 years, and then with all the sacrifice that the military lifestyle demands. So this master chief, this E9 has done all those sacrifices. When she got out, it's a woman. Well, I was trying to hide it that it's a woman, but when this lady E9 got out, the only job she can get in the military is GS5, which is like a high school level. I've seen a senior chief, E8. I was in the Navy, so I'm only familiar to the Navy things, and my experience and my examples are based on people who serve in the military mostly. So I've seen an E8, senior chief, who is a very, senior chief is E8 and master chief is E9. A senior chief in the Navy is also a powerful person. But that senior chief was an office runner. I saw him when he retired. He became an office runner. Do you say, what is an office? An office runner is, you are that person that is there when they want to mail something, they give it to you. You put it in a basket and take it to the post office. When they send this letter to that officer in the other building, they give it to you. You drive, you go get it, and you do little runs for the office. A senior chief is a GS5. Again, I'm saying that's without a degree. I'll come back to that. I've seen first class is GS5. I even seen another first class that was GS4, which is a little below high school level. Well, you have to understand that things change. Maybe before, I know that before, like 20 or 30 years ago, when you join high school level, it might be GS1, GS2. But I'm talking about in the early 20s, in the early 2000s, when this experience occurred where the people were given this GS5. So with 20 years or more in the military and all that, that's all the government can give you? How many people you know that came out of the military and they look for a job and they gave them a big job, a good paying job, where at least they even give them a salary of the salary they used to make in the military? Most of them don't do that. Again, remember, just because you are an exception to the rule, just because 1% is doing good or 5% is doing good, that does not give us a reason to justify the majority of people who are not doing good. Like I told you earlier, by the grace of God, I'm doing good, and I went to school, I got a degree, and then I didn't go look for a job with just my military experience. I had more to my military experience than just high school. I had a bachelor degree. I even had a master's degree to look for a job. So I'm doing good. But that doesn't give me the right to minimize the situation of most people in the military who don't have a degree, who do not have a college degree. Most people. Let me tell you about that. You know, the military recruit people say they'll give you money, JIB money for college and all that. But do you know that most people in the military do not use that? They do not go to college? Okay, number one, when they are in the military, when they are still very young, the brain is still very fresh to learn, they are unable to complete a college degree in the military. I know the military say, yeah, you can go to school. I've been through that, where they often tell me the military come first. I have opportunities where I needed to take a class to advance myself and all that, but because the class time conflicts with the military, they won't allow me to take the class. So they make it available, but realistically, it's not easy to take classes when you are in the military. The commitment to the military service will not allow you to be able to successfully or easily take classes and get a college education while you're in the service. That's why most people in the military do not have a college degree. Sometimes they will be determined and take one class here and there, but the military schedule, the military commitment will come on the way where the next class, the person is at sea, the next class, the person is in a bush training for a war, the next class, the person is deployed and all that, hindering them from getting a college degree. So, you want to tell me that I served the nation, and then I finished serving the nation, and my commitment in serving the nation did not make it easy for me to get a college degree. And after I finished my service to the nation, I got out, and the job I will get will be based on my high school level, or they'll give me a level of job that is high school level, even though you might succeed very well in the military and be an E9, like I was saying earlier, very smart people make, like I said earlier, E9 is only 1% of people that made it. Well, in the Navy, I don't know about other branches. Only 1%. So you can imagine that. So with all that, you couldn't go to school. It is a punishment that because I served the military for 20 years, I get out, the level of pay I qualify for, exemplified by the U.S. government, where when you get out, you don't have any degree, the general pay level they will give you is the level that they give to a high school level. Meaning to tell you your military experience doesn't matter a lot here. So I better just go to finish high school and work for the government and make the high school level instead of going to serve and offer myself in multiple sacrifices with my family abandoned and all that, only to get a pay of a high school after I spent many years in the military. Isn't that sad? Yeah, I've done some study where I stopped being like everybody else. I've done some studies where I stopped just doing something because everybody else is doing. That's why a couple of years till now, I do not post my picture of military service on social media anymore, where people say congratulations and all that. Because military people or veterans are suffering. Veterans are suffering. Can the government or companies consider the sacrifice it took to stay in the military? Most civilians cannot stand in the military. They cannot last that long with all the commitment that it requires. But then we get out, we serve and we get out, and you won't reward. All you can say, thank you for your service, and shake our hand. And sometime on Memorial Day, they will offer a free meal in a restaurant, and people will get, yeah, thank you for your service. That's it. That's all we can get. When our daily life, after we got out of the military, it creates misery to push us to want to commit suicide, to push us to be homeless, to push us not to make $30,000 or $50,000 per year, less than what we used to make in the Navy, in the military. Do you understand that when you are making a money? Let's say I'm making $80,000 a year in the military, and I got out now, and I'll be making $40,000. Me and my family, we develop a lifestyle. I'm just giving you an example now. I'm not talking about me. Me and my family, we develop a lifestyle around that money, around 70 and 80,000. And now that I finished in the military, I got out, the money I'll be making will be 30 or 40,000 a year. You know the big difference that is? That's why veterans are homeless. You see, we try to tackle the problem of homelessness of veterans, but what is behind it? What is behind it? Again, people who retire in the military who become homeless, because when you retire, the retirement portion is based on your basic pay, not on all the allowances added to it. If you are making 80,000, maybe your base pay is 35,000. So they base your retirement determination on that 35,000, and they give you a portion of it, which is very low compared to what you used to make, and naturally it's hard for you because you were comfortable making that higher amount for many years. You say, why are you saying this? I'm saying this to say that we veterans, we deserve more benefit than just to say thank you for your service and this and that. But the structure put in place to help veterans to succeed is not there. To succeed is not there. I'm not discouraging veterans to get a degree. Like I said, me myself, I didn't get my degree before joining the military. I have only few credit from college when I joined the military. It was hard for me. I remember when I got my associate degree, I was 4 years in the military. I got my associate degree. And when they announced it to where I was working, the people were looking at me. The people were looking at me as I was a small god to get my associate degree, especially 4 years in the military at that time. Yeah. And by the way, until I left the military 11 years later, I was not able to get my bachelor degree. So I got my associate. I have some credit from college before I joined the military, and I succeeded in making my associate degree at 4 years in. 7 years later, I was still in the military. So when I get out 11 years, I was not able to get my bachelor degree. I'm few courses short of getting my bachelor degree. Bachelor degree that young people can get at 20 years old, just 4 years, even 3 years sometimes, when they take extra courses and all that. 11 years, I didn't get it. But yet, I'm one of the people among the military people at that time, and even today, who have taken most college classes. Meaning, most people in the military, they do not get their associate degree. Why do they have that program now where you can transfer your JIB, your college money to your children? They have that program now. Why? Because they know that by the time people retire from the military, they are unable to take college classes. They are too old. The situation is just where they cannot go to college classes. And some of them are wasting their money like that. That's why they set in place that transfer it to your children. But isn't that a misery that instead of me getting the college money and going to college to get a degree in 4 years and use it to improve the life of my family, will be more beneficial to me and my family than to let that money wait for my little child who have to grow maybe 5 years or 10 years later before they'll get that money for college? Why can't I get it myself? And if I give it to my daughter, what is my own lifestyle? You see, because they know that you were not able to take the college classes while you were in, and now that you are, your life is worn out. Most people leave the military with some kind of health problem. Most people do. But even you are struggling with mental problem, all the difficult lifestyle you adjust yourself to while you're in the military, and you get out, you just can't think properly and go to college. I'm not saying people don't do it, but I'm saying the majority of veterans are not able to get a college degree. And I'm saying it again because I got a master's degree. That does not give me the right to just say, yeah, they can also get it. They can also get it. I'm a trend leader. I'm looking at the majority of people who are suffering because the system is not giving us rightfully what we deserve. What can they have in place that if you serve in the military and you were in high school when you serve, they can say, okay, you served 4 years. Maybe that's a bachelor degree level. After 4 years, you get out, or maybe they can say even after 4 years, it will consider an associate degree level, where if you get a job after spending 4 years in the military, they will not consider your high school level that you got when you got in, but they will consider a pay of an associate degree and set a structure like that, something that will be beneficial to veterans, where veterans will not be homeless, veterans will not be miserable. Most veterans, I know a guy. This one is personal. He even worked with me when I was in the military. He was a chief. A chief is E7. I saw him delivering food. I went to a Chinese restaurant and I just happened to meet him, and he was a delivery man. A chief in the military, a khaki person. I believe that person will be making at that time about $80,000 or $70,000 at that time. Again, it can be different now with inflation and everything. A chief E7 can be making 80 or 90 an hour. I don't know. But at that time, but he became a delivery person. You order for your food, you give it and go give it and take a little tip. When he saw me, he was embarrassed. When he saw me, he was embarrassed. Actually, when we introduced each other, I told him what I was doing. He was more embarrassed because he was higher than me, but I'm doing better. Again, that's because I went to college. I've seen a nurse. I knew about a nurse in the military. She was a medical corpsman. They call them corpsmen, right? Not a nurse, a medical corpsman. Let me put it right. And she was a first class, E6. When we got sick, E6 and below, you go to the E6 medical person to take care of you. It's very rare for you to see the real medical officer. Somebody who got a medical degree, it's very rare for you to see. That's the person who trained us in the military. When this nurse, this medical corpsman person, or call woman, or call lady if you want to say all that, got out of the military, she thought she gonna become a fully licensed nurse, or her equivalent in the military will be to be a nurse in the civilian. When she tried, they said, no, we're gonna give you LPN. LPN is an assistant nurse. Those people who clean after sick people in the hospital, those people who give medication, who do little work there. She was not even given a nurse. And she was depressed because she thought by serving 20 years in the military, where she was taking care of people, you sick, she examining you and give you prescription or whatever. She thought that was powerful enough where at least she would get a nurse, but she didn't get a nurse. They told her you had to go to nursing school all over. That your military give you the right only to be a LPN. LPN is somebody who doesn't know anything about medical. They just tell you, give you the medication, clean here, they train you, wear gloves, wear this, and clean the place when the patient mess up and all that. So meaning you don't need a degree for that. But this lady did 20 years. They were telling her your military equivalence to what you want to do now is your LPN, lower than a nurse. So the thing, you say, oh, what are you saying, RG? I'm saying it so you can get up and claim your right and claim that you deserve better, both to our government and to civilians, that you deserve better, that enough is enough, that they will say you serve in the military, you don't have a college degree, but you serve in the military, you are disciplined enough to remain in the military. How many of you know if you are not disciplined, you cannot stay in the military, they'll kick you out. You are disciplined enough to stay in the military until some years or until you retire, only to be given a lower job, as if you have never spent your life, meaning your military experience does not count. In most part, again, I'm saying that. Don't come and say, oh, that's not everybody, it isn't that. Most people, the military experience does not give them a higher paying job where they can even make what they were making in the military with what they were making with the benefits. Most people make very low. They make very low. Even with a college degree, like I'm telling you guys, the money I used to make in the military, it took some years before I even came close to it, even with a master's degree. So you can imagine, like I'm saying, mostly it's a high school level jobs they will give you. So what is it to be proud of? I'm proud to have served in the military. I'm proud to have served the nation. But what